Welcome to Animates, a retro anime review comedy podcast. Join our resident anime nerd Mackenzie and anime noob Lindsey as they delve into their VHS vault and review the best and worst of what the 80s and 90s had to offer. These episodes contain spoilers and adult language, so stick around if you're cool like that. Welcome to this week's episode of Animates, your spot for 80s and 90s anime. I am Mackenzie, joined here with my co-host Lindsey.
Daddy.
Whoa. It's funny you say that, though.
Oh, no.
The last 2 weeks, we've been getting a little dark and gritty with like some dark fantasy and some dark, I guess as I called it, horror slice of life with Lodos and Nine Eyes. So I thought this week I would switch things up a little bit with a comedy.
Oh, okay.
A space comedy, in fact. But it's a space comedy set on Earth, no less.
What makes it space then?
Yeah, they go to space eventually.
Okay.
But space is actually the secondary genre of this week's series.
Okay. The
primary theme of this show is harem.
Okay.
One man surrounded by many female characters vying for his love.
Oh my gosh.
To some, that might sound like heaven on earth, which is funny. The main character's name actually translates to heaven and earth. However, for this main character, this harem feels less like heaven and oftentimes more like hell. Our main character's name also happens to be the title of our series today. And we are watching Tenchi Muyo. Specifically, Tenchi Universe from 1995, written by Hitoshi Okuda. Tenchi Masaki's life changes forever when the ship of an infamous space pirate, Ryoko, is shot down and crashes near his family's temple. Little did Tenchi know that by saving Ryoko, he would spark a series of events that would lead alien women from all walks of life to inhabit his home.
Is this just like Urusei on like steroids?
Yes. Because he has to try and form a bond with each of them and gain a better understanding of his role in the universe.
Oh my gosh, it's Alien Batch.
It is like Urusei, but a more modern Urusei and with multiple lums.
Oh my gosh, I am so nervous for this. Just because, I literally have no idea. All I know is I've just heard you being like, oh, Tenchi, I'm going to make you watch Tenchi and stuff like that. And we're here. And I'm like,
So I loved this show as a kid, okay? I still do. I had the manga. I had VHS. I would always be drawing characters from it. Like Ryoko was my absolute favorite. A lot of it definitely went over my head as a kid because it's a harem.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's still a fun, silly little romp through poor Tenchi's life. So you will be watching the first 3 episodes of Tenchi and indulging in the life of this boy and his harem of sexy space ladies. But you'll see when you watch this week's series, Tenchi Universe. So we'll be right back after Lindsey goes out and gets involved in a local harem at a temple. And we'll find out what she likes. See you in a moment. And we're back. Lindsey has watched 3 episodes of Tenchi Universe. She's met the Masaki family and the 4 first ladies introduced in the series. So what do you think? What's on your mind?
Well, first off, I, while watching this, have had COVID and healed from COVID. So my voice is going to sound a little different from this first half of the episode. So in case anybody's wondering how I got sexier, that's how, COVID. Yeah. I don't remember what your question was.
First impressions, what'd you think? What's on your mind?
I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. So that's a positive. I enjoyed it more, I think, than Urusei, just in terms of that like space lady kind of romance, high school boy genre.
Yeah.
I liked the design of the girls. I thought they were really cute and really well done.
Does that mean you like it?
No. Well, that's a good question. I mean, I watched them. I didn't curse you. I don't know if I'd watch more, but I definitely enjoyed the 3 episodes that we did. I thought there was a lot of good character in there. And I mean, it's a beautiful series, just in terms of like the budget that was, you can clearly see the budget that was put into it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love all the
Now,
colors. It's very colorful.
I was a little worried because I was like, Space Harem. But they do it really well, I think.
Yeah.
First off, it's not a high school thing. You don't see him in school.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That
not
is
like
true.
half the thing is him at school, like you get with like Urusei and things like that, or Ranma even. It is focusing primarily on them as things are happening around them, not a bunch of
Yeah.
filler on the side, which is
Well,
nice.
yeah, and you get more development, I guess, and more depth in their relationships, which I appreciated.
Yeah, you only met 4 of the girls, as I mentioned. There's a bunch of girls.
How many girls are there?
Now, not all of them are into Tenchi.
Okay.
You were 1 episode off of meeting one of my favorite characters, which is Washu.
I just
That's how
love
she
that
says her name.
name.
She goes,
Washu.
that's kind of how she said, I'm Washu. We didn't watch that one, but she was trapped in a thing underneath the shrine because they thought she was a demon, but she was just a futuristic space scientist who's been trapped there for like 100 years or whatever.
I mean, it's like back in the day when they did things with witches. They're like, this woman is smart. She's obviously a witch.
Yeah, and I mean, I get thinking she's a demon because she is a quote unquote demon. She is if you think Ryoko's chaotic, Washu is chaotic with science behind her.
Oh,
So-
I love it. Just some like Holtzman energy.
Well, it's like, for example, you may have noticed that all of the episodes follow a similar intro arc for the
Yes.
episode titles. The no need for followed by a reference to the episode.
Yeah.
All of that exists the entire way across except for a 3-episode arc, which involves Washu's time machine showing alternate universes.
Oh, that would be so cool.
It's a pretty good one, which is kind of funny because this series also has multiple universes. All the different series, the timeline's super weird because in some of them, some more people are related and some of them they aren't. You gotta kind of look at each series individually because you kind of, and I'll get into this more as you kind of get into some of the other stuff, but
Okay.
it's weird shit that goes on.
I would expect nothing less from the show. I mean, I've only watched 3 episodes, but yeah, I bet like shit gets crazy.
It does.
I mean, it already did.
I mean, yeah, it starts off pretty quick. I think within the first like 30 seconds, you are into the action.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're not going to watch it, do you want some spoilers that might make you want to watch it?
Hell yeah.
They don't just stay around the house playing fun times.
Okay, good.
We get a couple filler episodes with like some extra characters that come in. Like we get Mihoshi's partner, who is the complete opposite of Mihoshi. We get some people who are like after Ryoko. Also find out that, and this is a big spoiler for anyone listening, plug your ears for the next couple seconds here. Tenshi's grandfather is actually the ex-prince of Jirai.
Whoa, isn't that where
Ayeka.
Ayeka? Yeah. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
That's where things get weird because
That
that
makes
would
sense.
technically make Ayeka Tenshi's aunt because she is the brother or the sister of his grandfather.
Yeah.
What's even weirder is I mentioned there's Washu that is in a couple episodes.
Washu.
She created Ryoko. So she's technically Ryoko's mother. And Mihoshi is also a descendant of Wash. There's a bunch of crazy shit that goes on. But basically,
I feel like Charlie Day in that meme where it's like he's got all the lines on the wall trying to
Yeah.
like figure stuff out. That's how I feel like with you explaining this series to me.
yeah, but basically what happens with this eventually is they go back to Jirai because they learn that someone's impersonating his grandfather, pretending to be like a young him having like been stored away in space or something. And he's basically breaking apart the entire planet and its government and like killing and like doing a bunch of crazy shit. So
Viva la revolution.
It turns into like a heist anime where they have to like infiltrate this planet and like do all this shit and like save the planet. Like it's not just hanging around the house having sexy times.
They're organizing a coup.
Basically, but they're organizing a coup against a coup. They're stopping a coup.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
wow.
My favorite episode as a child was called No Need for Swimsuits, which is where they have to enter in a swimsuit contest to make money.
Again, podcast listeners can't see this, but I am shaking my head.
Look, I was a kid, okay?
I know.
Some great swimsuits in it though. But anyways, before that starts off, we get hit with the intro music.
Which is a straight up bop.
Okay, I was worried you weren't going to think it was a bop. It is such a banger.
Yeah, it's really great.
The song is called Love Will Leave You Crying by Sonia, a Nagatoian pop duo from Nagato, as you probably got from that. They only exist for 3 years, starting in 1995. And the name of the people in the group were Jun Ozaki and Boogie Burns.
Ooh, Boogie Burns. That is a great name.
They're best known for this song, which was, of course, the opening for Tenchi for the 1995 version. They had one album, and then they stopped existing. They had one big hit, and they were done. But it's a good hit. I think it's a fantastic song.
That was like Crayon Shaw with, I think it was...
They had their like one anime hit, and then that was pretty much it.
It wasn't Angel Cop, right?
Angel Cop didn't have an intro. It just said Angel Cop with a splash of blood.
Oh my gosh, oof. What? My mind has just wiped Angel Cop from it?
This is your first harem series.
Yeah, I guess, oh man, is that actually a genre in anime?
It's like half the anime out there, let's be honest.
Oh man.
As I mentioned earlier in part 1, I loved the show as a kid. I was in love with Ryoko, who you've now met.
Oh my gosh, Ryoko is, oh my gosh, I love her attitude.
She is so conniving and just so ready to do whatever it takes to get her way, lying.
And so petty.
So petty. And as a kid, I was just like, my queen.
You were ready. You were simping. You were ready to serve.
Blue-haired queen.
She does have a cool outfit.
Yeah, she fucking does. And she has other cool outfits too that happen. Especially in some of the other series. So let's talk plot of what you've seen so far overall before we get to the episodes. Is this what you thought was going to happen in this series? Because I had mentioned it was space fantasy and harem, but were you expecting what you saw?
Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting the women to be like more annoying and have less character. I know that sounds awful, but I did.
No, I totally get where you're coming from. A lot of anime, some of them are very one-dimensional. But these ones came in, they've got distinct personalities. I don't hate any of the voices. Even Tenchi's voice, which is a little weird, it still works for his character.
Yeah, there was no like Stewart Academy of Acting in these episodes.
Exactly. And I don't think there is at all moving forward. I think this was this is 1995. We were past the 80s time of really bad dubbing.
You could see the budget that was put into it too.
Yeah, the animation's a lot smoother, especially even from like Nine Eyes. It just felt, it was less detailed because Nine Eyes obviously had a bit more like, dark gritty detail, but it just felt smoother.
What show?
You know what I'm calling it. Three eyes, Susu, whatever you called it.
Sazanaizu.
Yeah. But yeah, this series feels a little more, put together. The voices are clearer. The coloring is nice and bright. Even if you're not watching like a remaster, it still feels colorful, which is a nice change to get some bright, clear color going on there. Let's get into the episodes.
Yes. I was going to say, so we started with episode 1. This one is called No Need for Discussions. And the first note I have is, what was the bunny thing and can I have one? I'm asking the really important questions.
The bunny thing?
Yeah. Which we do find out later.
In episode 1?
Yeah. I think it's in like a bumper. It's in a bumper or something. Like a commercial bumper.
Oh, sorry. Yes. It's in like the little like intro. Yeah.
I was immediately like, bunny, I'm in this. I am watching.
It's technically actually not a rabbit.
I know, it's like a weird rabbit spaceship.
It's called a Cabbit, which is a cat rabbit.
I hate it.
There's a lot of anime that have Cabbits.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So no need for discussions. Take us through.
Well, we start in space, where we see, some spaceships zooming around with the sound effects that sound like someone stepping on a cat's tail. It's great. There's an epic space battle, and it ends with the 2 spaceships crashing in front of what I assumed was our protagonist at the time. And then just, a sexy space lady is like casually just like strewn on the rocks, like, oh no. Tenchi's like, oh shoot, I should check and see if she's okay. And then she smells of alcohol. So she's been drunk driving a spaceship.
Yes, she has been drunk space fighting with her ship.
Well drunk. Cool. Excellent. She like comes back to consciousness and there's little like doty-eyed damsel in distress and says that she's been chased by a space pirate. Of course, we're like, oh no, this poor woman just has been in such a battle. That's really fun.
We see the space pirate.
Yes. They jump out and start blasting.
It's a literal mecha, like a robot.
Yeah. I was like, that thing is huge. So, our lead person, Sheldon Cooper, tries negotiating with it.
You call him Sheldon Cooper?
I'm sorry, he's Sheldon Cooper.
Not even fucking close.
He just has that very like nerdy nasally. I like how I said nerdy nasally with this voice.
Look who's talking, sicko. Personality-wise, he is nothing like fucking Sheldon Cooper. Not even fucking close.
We'll agree to disagree. But he looks like Sheldon Cooper. He's got a very like
flat face. I know.
No, like deadpan. Like I don't know. He made me think of Sheldon.
Face.
Yeah, he made me think of him. So yeah.
All right.
Clearly, the negotiation does not work, and Ryoko says that they're gonna die together like they promised. Which Tenchi is like, wait, sorry, what? Go back. He's like, I did not agree to this at all.
I mean, Ryoko just is like having a great time.
Oh,
she's not worried she's loving at all about this.
No. She knows that she can handle it because she's a tough bitch. But yeah, the space pirate trips on a pop can and just turtles himself.
Which is really funny to me as like a Gundam fan, because the idea of a mech that can't stand up again is wild to me. Because
I was gonna say, you've perfected space travel, and you can't get up if you're turtled on your back?
Like front thrusters or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just like, there has to be something. But I mean, convenient enough for them to not be on a cliffside anymore, about to fall to their doom.
No, instead Ryoko kicks the mech off the cliff.
Kicks him straight off of it.
Clearly strong.
Yeah, holy moly. Ugh, I know that I would definitely break a toe so much. So we go back and we meet the rest of Tenchi's family. So his brother and his father, which...
That's not his brother, that's his dad.
That's his dad? No, there's two men in the scene, I thought.
One's grandfather. Did you not get that?
No, I thought one was the brother.
Grandfather and one's the dad.
Again, watch this with COVID brain. Thought it was a brother because I literally wrote, the brother is hornier than Tenchi.
No, my note is Tenchi's father gives off cuck energy.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So never mind.
And I want to note, I say that in a respectful way. He likes it. He knows what he wants, and he's okay with that.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm going to change some of the words in my.
That's why when it's like he's explaining, literally they're talking with the grandfather. He's like, "Where's that son of yours, Tenchi?"
Oh,
that's the first line out of the grandfather's mouth.
Literally, COVID brain.
Oh, this episode's off the rails already.
You are gonna have to edit so much of my notes then.
No, I'm just gonna leave it in and correct you on live. So we meet.
Okay, sorry, horny dad and grandpa,
who is a serious ladies' man, clearly.
Oh yeah, and
he's
like
suave.
Instantly loves Ryoko.
My favorite part is when the dad's like, "Where were you guys? Did you elope? Ha ha." And Ryoko's like, "Yes, we did elope."
And just like, oh, okay.
The dad doesn't actually believe it. And the grandfather, they're being told this story, right?
The sick grandpa burn of, I believe she's from outer space before I believe you were able to pick up a hot girl like her.
Yep, that's exactly my note. The space pirate is more believable than Tenchi getting ladies, which is very funny to me.
Which again, I was like, Sheldon Cooper.
I hate you.
Aren't you so glad you invited me to do a podcast with you?
Sometimes.
Oh, man. But yeah, then the relationship just moves like super fast and Ryoko just already starts calling him father. So that's fun. She is just like really shoehorning the validity of this relationship. She's like, I need this to work because I need to stay here so that I don't have to fight this space pirate by myself. Cut to later that night. Ryoko is playing video games and Tenchi's trying to do his homework to no avail because Ryoko's playing fucking video games and making so much noise. So he politely gets up and is like, I'm just going to go to this other room. You keep playing video games. I can't concentrate. And she's like, no, come back.
My Tenchi.
Ugh. But, saved by the bell, the doorbell rings. And so,
Who is it?
Who's that? Who could be arriving at this time of the night? Ding dong. It's the fucking space pirate. Tenchi's like, oh, Ryoko, the door's for you. Which I was like, pro line. Like, absolutely. You know that shit's up for you. Don't get yourself involved.
Too bad he is involved at all moments of everything.
I know. I was like, that's not how this is going to play out, bud. You got to chase ensue. Just a Scooby-Doo chase up the stairs, which I'm like, why are you running upstairs? Run to the back door. Run somewhere. Don't run upstairs.
I think they were hoping the mech couldn't get through, but it does, and it like launches them out of a window.
Yeah, which I was like, that is so dangerous. All that glass and shit.
But Ryoko's just laughing the whole time. She's so happy.
Yeah, she's enjoying this too much, which I'm like, you show up into this random boy's life, bring a space mecha, just causes some craziness, and they end up at their grandfather's temple.
The shrine.
Yes, the shrine, where the grandfather draws his blade and tells him that he's going to handle it, which he promptly fucking does.
I will note, that's not even a blade. That's like a wooden kendo stick.
Oh, yeah. I was like, stick beats mecha, I guess?
He just fucking animes that shit with a single cut.
Yeah, exactly. Just like boss ass finishes it. To which we find out what is inside this mecha suit through what I like to call the doggy style crotch shot of this fucking woman. Oh my gosh.
Mihoshi.
Yes, that's how we meet Mihoshi. She is an intergalactic cop, and we get to meet her through a doggy style crotch shot.
Look, for what this series is, there would have been way more fan service if it was written today. That's not too bad. She was at least fully dressed.
Not bad. She's in a bunny costume.
Space bunny police outfit.
Okay, you say that back to yourself, and then tell me what's wrong with it.
It's a full suit. There's no skin showing.
No, but Lycra shows everything.
Oh, pacha.
Oh, pacha. Anyways, we learned that this is actually a police officer. And Mihoshi is actually looking for the dreaded space pirate, Ryoko. So,
dun, dun,
plot
dun.
twist.
Did you see that coming?
What a twist. I actually didn't.
Fuck yeah.
Again,
I figured you'd pick up on her being the space pirate like instantly, that she was lying because she was being so silly and goofy.
No, I had COVID brain, so
Oh well.
I was just like, oh no, this poor girl. Obviously, Tenchi's like, well, I don't know who to believe. Both of you are saying the same thing, so who do I trust? And the space cop is like, I have proof. Let me just, reach in and pull stuff out of my butt. Like, where does she have all this stuff? But yeah, so eventually she finds like her sonic screwdriver thingy and has this like intergalactic hologram thing that shows her badge, proving that she's a police officer. And then the wanted poster for Ryoko. And this is like when the boot drops and you're like, oh shit.
And then like Ryoko's tone changes completely.
Yeah, so Ryoko's like, well, jig's up. I guess I'm going to start chasing Tenchi and Mihoshi.
This is where we learn that Ryoko is magic.
Yeah, exactly. And, Tenchi grabs a broom to try and fight Ryoko off, which says, fine, I'll surrender. And the cop reads her rights, but then Ryoko like snatches the sonic screwdriver thingy that has the rights on it and everything and like just destroys it. So the cop can't arrest her because she can't read her rights.
Yeah, because Mihoshi, being the poor whiny baby, can't remember them.
Which I kind of giggled at. Because I was like, oh, could you imagine that loophole working in life?
If only. I love it also that as all of this is happening, the grandpa's just standing there smiling. Like, right. This is fine.
And then now that I know that like he is from that planet, I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, she can't read her rights, so she can't arrest her. And Ryoko's like, well, I guess then I'm gonna stay here forever. Cop's like, oh well, shit, I don't have a ship, so I also am gonna have to stay. And that's where episode 1 ends.
I will note, Mihoshi is not part of the harem.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Them, but she is not sexually interested in Tenchi.
No, it's all because she's like literally stranded.
Poor whiny crotch shot intro Mahoshi.
That could never be my introduction to people. I will be so upset.
Just wait until I give you an anime to watch that is just fan service out the wazoo.
I will quit the podcast.
No, you won't. I'll get you one that's good, but full of fan service.
I was say you did show me that one swimming clip from Golden Boy, and I was gonna slap someone.
But you said you wanted to watch it.
Oh my gosh. I keep saying just like as a joke, like it'll like with that one we would have to live stream me watching it.
Hey, a lot of people have that in their top 10 favorite anime.
Shall we get on to episode 2 then? Which is No Need for Princess. We opened the episode with a pan across the solar system, which was pretty cool. And we see like this big ship with like a tree on it or something like that, which I was like, that's weird. I guess this is like a special spaceship that allows for trees to, I don't know. I thought it was really cool looking. And we get to meet for the first time Princess Ayeka. And she's talking about her. Oh, Ayeka. And she's, talking about marriage and how she still hasn't found anyone, but she needs to get married because she's, the princess. So she needs a prince? King? No, prince.
Yeah, she's basically doing the traveling around to different royal families and meeting who their princes are, which as much as it technically is still an arranged marriage, at least she gets to choose.
That is true. That is a nice thing, that at least it's not like diplomatically, if you married this person, it would be a lot easier for our kingdom. Like it is nice that she gets to like at least somewhat marry for love.
Yeah.
And we cut back to Earth from this point where we see Mihoshi playing with some sort of like outer space Rubik's Cube. I thought it was really pretty. Turns out it's to send a distress signal that she's like stranded on Earth. Ryoko's like, that's not going to work. It only has like a certain amount of range. It's not like nothing's going to happen with that. Just leave it. You're here now.
And then Mahoshi is like, no, according to the guide, it says that 1 in every 200 years is a successful rescue.
She's rolling her D100 hoping for the best.
That is shit odds.
I know. I guess this is that 1 in 200 years because Ayeka's ship picks up the distress signal and they head to Earth to check it out, which, I've seen a lot of sci-fi. Whenever a ship receives a mysterious distress signal while they're traveling through space, nothing ever goes wrong.
No.
We don't have xenomorphs. So they land on Earth. Ayeka gets out, and Ryoko and Ayeka have their first face-to-face, and we learn that they very much do not like each other. So
they have a history.
They have a little bit of a history. We don't know yet, but we just know that they don't like each other, which is kind of funny.
I mean, you can't have a harem where the girls both like each other.
Yeah,
there's gotta be some sort of conflict.
I mean,
or else you're just going to get a bunch of threesomes.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah. Well, and otherwise, if everybody gets along, then it's like sister wives.
Yeah, exactly. And this is definitely not what this series is about.
Nobody enjoys watching people that are having just a good time. There needs to be some sort of conflict in there. Oh exactly. Man. But we see Ayeka having tea with Tenchi's grandfather, and he is loving her. He thinks she's great. Oh, but then okay, so I guess with that spoiler that you gave,
put some context
things make sense. Holy moly.
She used to want to date him before he disappeared.
Interesting. Okay.
Even though they're technically siblings.
Weird.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's exactly for this one or not. It kind of, all the different things kind of blend together. But he's asking her these questions about Jirai, being like, tell me about its trees. He's just reminiscing.
Oh, that's so sweet. I guess, yeah, then that makes sense for like immediate attraction to Tenchi, I guess, then that comes on later in the show. Okay. But yeah, Tenchi's grandpa is like, hey, you should, take Ayeka to go look at scenery, and just like volunteers Tenchi to go do that. And this is when we get our first flashback to when Ryoko was younger, and like kind of this first look into this conflict to what happened and caused this like friction between them. And she was like, playing in a flower garden on some planet, making a cute little flower crown, you know, just like really loving it.
Planet Jirai, Ayeka's planet.
And Ayaka's like, excuse you. Those are not for you. Those are for royalty. Get lost.
Get the fuck off my planet.
And she's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll leave. And like goes to leave with the flower crown. And Ayaka's like, I think the fuck not. You need to leave the flowers here.
Bitch, that's my shit.
Drop it. You know, you're like, wow, Ayaka's a bitch.
Which does not match up with her current personality at all.
No, she's so like soft spoken. And yeah, oh man. And especially like because we go on this sightseeing tour with her and Tenchi, and she's just like, oh, it is so beautiful, blah blah blah, and like really enjoying the like scenery. And they're like are they crossing rocks or something? And
they're crossing a river on like,
falls?
yeah, she trips on the rock.
Yeah. And
into
like
his arms.
I know. I literally wrote in my notes, this is the most heavy-handed meet cute. Just like, oh no, I've fallen right into your arms. And I love it.
Well, and it's in that moment where it's like, okay, Tenchi apparently has some riz that he doesn't know about, because Ryoko's like, fuck yeah. And you made a note about when Tenchi pulls the broom on her. That's one of the moments when she's like, all right, he's got some guts. I like this guy even more. And then as soon as Ayaka like touches his chest, she's all of a sudden like, oh my god, Tenchi. But internally, of course, because she's too shy to say that out loud. Yeah, this bro just apparently, it's like the second you meet him, apparently women love him, which I guess is new for him. He must go to an all boys school.
Yeah, that would make sense. So yeah, and then Ayaka starts crying because she has had like the most beautiful day off, which I think is so sweet.
Well, I imagine when you're like the princess of a planet, you don't get a lot of days off.
No, you have to like go, deal with your kingdom, make sure everything's in order, take care of your people. So, you know, silver lining, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, when they get back, Ryoko just like straight up accuses Ayaka of flirting with Tenchi and is like not cool with it.
Because apparently, you know, Tenchi is hers now.
Mm-hmm. Like property of Ryoko. Ryoko. Oh man. But yeah, now we get Ayaka's side of the story and why they're battling. And we're still in the flower garden on Jirai. Yep, as children. And she's making a flower crown. It's all sweet and lovely. And Ryoko shows up and snatches from her the crown. And it's just like, she gets like a weird, like, lower, like, I don't even know, like her voice, like Ryoko's voice is very different. It's not like the sweet little innocent little girl like in the first time. She's like,
I'm a goblin.
Yeah, I was like, she gets like Danny DeVito.
She gets like that oolong voice where she's like, come here, Ayaka.
Give me that crown.
Exactly.
Oh man. Then yeah, so like Ryoko starts like gaslighting Ayaka and just like not making her feel good. Yeah, exactly. Poor Ayaka. Oh, so because yeah, she starts gaslighting her and Ayaka is just like, okay, I'm gonna finish you once and forever. Once and forever. Oh no. Once and for all. She is like sick of this shit. So she heads to her ship and Ryoko summons her ship.
Which
and
meows.
Oh yeah. Well, to which she takes Tenchi with her on the ship because he's hers. And they decide that they're going to go play chicken and fight to the death, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, Tenchi's like, wait, what? Why am I here? This isn't my shit.
Remember, they're going to die together. That is Ryoko's thing. From episode 1, they are dying together.
Yeah. Which Miyoshi is like, I'm here. And I don't want that.
I just want to be rescued.
I just want to go back home, please. Which is hilarious. Oh my gosh, poor Miyoshi. She's just got so much bad luck. She's like, hey, cool, you can like fight to the death, but can you do it after you drop me off?
Yeah, she has a lot of bad luck in this series. She's just,
Aww.
It's just her personality calls for it, I guess.
Yep, I guess so. But yeah, so we get the two girls smashing their ships together. and destroying them because
Just
that's
space
logical.
scissoring.
Hey Mackenzie, why are lesbians afraid of The Rock?
Because Brock beats scissors?
Yeah.
For first thing, my brain went to Dwayne Johnson, and I was like,
Yeah.
And I love that Ayaka's like, to the death. And she's completely ignoring the fact that she has an entire planet that she's supposed to be in charge of. Back home.
Right? So many other responsibilities that are kind of way bigger than this.
Well, then at the end of the episode, she's like so upset and she's hiding under a blanket in the room. And it's like, you could have just left.
Yeah, 100%. You have a kingdom to go back to.
You met this Tenchi man like an hour ago, and now you're like, I will fight to you and
I will
for
fight
him.
to the death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, girl logic? Girl math?
Girl math? Yeah. Last episode was girl
is?
dinner. This one's girl math.
On to episode 3, which is called No Need for Worries. You know, don't worry, be happy. All that fun stuff.
That sounds like Ryoko's motto in life.
Yeah, a little bit. Just like, it'll figure it out. No worries. Oh,
I mean, she
man.
is like at least 1,000 years old. So, I mean.
Really? Interesting.
Canonically, she is technically very old.
She doesn't look it. She looks good for her age. It's all that
Yes,
Avino. Her hair is so big because it's full of secrets. She could stay on Earth and just market anti-aging and just like make millions.
Probably.
But yes, episode 3, we open on like this beautiful picnic setting. Tenchi is making like sweet potatoes for everybody. And Ryoko's just chowed down because they're delicious. Tenchi hands Ayaka a sweet potato, but it burns her hand because I guess she didn't realize it just came out of the fire. And he's like, ow! So Tenchi runs over to be like, oh no, are you okay? To which
let me sensually touch your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Let's have a moment where I hold your hand, please. And Ryoko sees this and she's like, can you guys stop flirting? Please, I'm right here. I'm literally right here. So after this like tender romantic moment, we cut to Ryoko finding a blinking light in the water. We see this like weird red orb floating out of the water and into her hands. And we're like,
yeah,
what the qu'est-ce que fuck is that?
It's because that's the wreck of her ship.
I mean, for me, I don't know about you, but when I watched this, I was like, I have zero idea what that is.
Oh,
I was like,
no,
what?
when I first saw it, I knew it was her ship, but I had no idea what was coming out of the ship.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I definitely watched it and was like, I have no idea what she's doing and what she's planning. Then cuts to Tenchi in the forest, and he sees like weird jet streams in the sky, and they like go at like weird right angles. And he's like, what is that?
Chemtrails.
Whoa, the chemtrails. Just look at them. Wake up. To which they crash down into the earth, and Tenchi's like, holy shit, I should walk over and go check this out.
You'd think he'd learn to not do that.
I know, right? You'd think after the first 3, you'd learn to not do that, but no, he still does it, goes in, races over, and we meet our 4th girl, which is Sasami.
Sasami, Ayaka's sister.
She's adorable.
I love Sasami so much.
Oh yeah, she's hilarious.
She doesn't date or try to date Tenchi. She really likes Tenchi, but it's like a childhood like little sibling crush on like your older sibling's brother or whatever.
Yep. I remember those crushes. No, it seemed very innocent. Like which it felt very sibling like, or just in that sense. It was really cute. But yeah, she just like disappears out of nowhere, and Tenchi's like, oh, okay, well, one less problem for me, I guess. And he goes to visit his grandfather at his shrine. And his grandfather's like, you look like you've seen a ghost or a leprechaun. And he explains that he's like seen, like there was this ship, fell out of the sky, and the grandfather's like, did the girl that you saw, did she like have hair tied on both sides and like freckles on her nose? Tenchi is like, what? How did you know? Like, that's insane. To which the grandpa replies, well, you'll see her soon. And he's just like, how is my grandfather so wise? How can he predict this? Yeah, the dad just shows up with Sasami. They walk up to the shrine. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And yeah, this is where Tenchi learns that she is Ayaka's sister, and she's arrived to come take her sister home because she's like, yeah, we still have a kingdom to kind of like rule over and take care of, and that we're responsible for. So they have a hot pot as a goodbye party for Mihoshi and Ayaka, which is adorable. But there's like some weird business with Ayaka and Tenchi that Ryoko is like not here for. And so she does what every woman does when she wants to hold on to a man, is she announces that she's pregnant, which is
Yes.
wild. What? What a reveal. Because yeah, she says something like, I'm not very hungry, but I'm craving like ice cream and pickles or something like that.
Yes.
And yeah, the father, the grandfather is like, are you pregnant? She's like, yeah, yeah. Face crack.
He's like, oh my God, my boy, you're giving me a child, a grandson, my boy.
Yeah, I was like, these adults are way too into this and way too excited for what's going on. Because that is like, how old is Tenchi? Do we find out?
Tenchi is 17.
Okay. So while they're all like celebrating and like hugging Tenchi and being like, grandchild, thank you so much, Ryoko runs off and throws up because morning sickness. And comes back just with like this weird egg. All of this while Ayaka's like, you're not pregnant. How dare you? Like, in complete disbelief.
She comes back with she's not a mammal. She's rocking an egg.
Yeah, so she reveals this egg, and Ayaka is furious. So she grabs this egg and threatens to drop it. And then she does. So I'm like, oh no.
Like, she threatens to throw this egg, and for all she knows, it is actually Tenchi's child.
Yeah, she just like is straight up like, I will murder this child, this unborn child. Because I want to, like, I want this man. So she drops it, and we finally get the adorable space rabbit, because I love it, and I always love a bunny type character.
Ryo-oki?
Yeah, Ryo-oki, which I did not know how to spell. So I just hyphenated it and was like, it works.
It is hyphenated. It's RYO.
Oh, is it?
Dash OHKI.
Okay, well, I didn't spell it that way, but the dash was in the right place.
Yeah. My favorite part about this is the fact that the dad is like, oh, it looks just like you, son.
I know, which I was like, is that a burn on your son again?
But he's being serious. He just really wants his son to succeed romantically.
I know.
And he's like, this is your child. It looks just, he puts them together. It looks just like you. And even like Sasami's like, it kind of does look like him.
Oh my gosh. Like, it's so good.
Here's a fun Ryo-oki fact.
Okay.
There's another series called Tenchi Muyo Ryo-oki, where Ryo-oki actually has a humanoid like furry form.
Okay.
And can speak. And I believe at some point it is alluded to that she also joins the harem and is into Tenchi, and they might have a couple moments.
Okay. Interesting.
I will note it does become basically a human, just a very furry human.
All right. I will reserve my comments on that. Oh, man. This whole series is bonkers.
It gets fun. I recommend
it. Definitely keeps you on your toes.
I recommend seeing more of it. It's only 24 episodes. 18 minutes each if you get rid of the intro and outro.
And those are like beefy intros and outros too.
They are, yes. The outro song is fun, but we'll get to that.
It is revealed then that this like weird cat rabbit Cabbit, was that what you called it?
It is a Cabbit. And Ryo-oki loves one thing in particular. It's just been born, and all it cares about is carrots.
All about that eyesight.
I mean, when you're when you're a space rabbit, you gotta have
you gotta see into galaxies far away.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's revealed that that Ryo-oki is the child of Ryoko's former ship. And we see this because she like throws him into the air, and it becomes this, like, we see that it becomes a spaceship, and they offer to escort Ayaka and Sasami and Mihoshi as they leave to go back to their planet and stuff like that. So they're leaving and flying away, and Ayaka has flashbacks to her very brief encounters with Tenchi. And we
For
see,
1 hour with
I
Tenchi.
know, I was like, it's literally her just being like, oh, here's when I fell into his chest. And here's where I burnt my hands on a sweet potato. And she's like in this moment, and Sasami is like, big sister, like, what's happening? What's going on? And she's revealing that I think I like Tenchi and stuff like that. And they're having this tender moment. She's talking about all these things, and Tenchi pops up on the vid screen from Ryoko's ship, tells him the same two things that we just heard because they've only known each other for like a hot minute. And she's like, this is why I love you. And it's just like, oh man.
It doesn't say that.
No, but she just has like this very deep connection from this like very brief moment. But yeah, she says this like beautiful goodbye and all this stuff, and they start to head off into space. Sasami pulls a carrot out of her dress and is like, oh, what's this? And pulls this out as Ryoki like sees it on the vid and then just like charges. And everybody's like, no, 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 no.
I liked how even when it's a ship, it's still organic and has the brain of a rabbit.
Yeah.
A cabbit. Because it's like, carrot.
Yeah. I must have it. Full ramming speed ahead.
And takes them both out again. Because no one is allowed to have a spaceship in this series.
No one. No spaceships. It's like capes. No capes. No spaceships.
No capes.
So then, yeah, I guess they're all just stranded here now. So now we have, what is that, 4 people?
4 ladies.
4 ladies in this harem. Oh, and then we end with like Tenchi and Sasami just having like a cute little sibling type moment. And Ryoko and Aega just are like, fuck that. That's not happening. Which I was like, girls, you need to chill.
Yeah, she's 8 years old. Tenchi's not a pervert.
It's true. Like, I'm pretty sure that your little sister isn't going to steal Tenchi from you. I mean, I thought that ending was hilarious.
It's a nice ending to a 3-part intro where it's like, all right, we've had our big thing. We're back on Earth for our next adventure to start. Onwards and upwards. And it's unfortunate, if we watched 2 more episodes, you would have met 2 more people that join the, whether it's romantic or not, harem. But that'll be for another day.
When did they stop adding people to this harem?
I believe the only ones that get added on additionally are Washu and Kiyone, which is Mihoshi's partner in anti-crime.
Oh, cool.
And then there's a couple other characters that are introduced, but they're not like, they don't stick around. Like there's the bounty hunter Nagi who's searching for Ryoko. She kind of looks like Ryoko, but like older and hotter. And then that's pretty much it in this version for like women being added to it. I think there's a total of 6 in this harem. I think in other versions of Tenchi, there's a couple others, such as Ryo Oki's humanoid form. But for this, I think we just get 6, which is enough for 24 episodes.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, did they just keep adding women to every episode? And at the end, there's just 24 women?
No, just after the next 2, that's it for primary editions.
Okay, so like they introduce all the characters within the first quarter of the series. Okay, that makes sense, because then you get an episode to meet each character and kind of like get to know their personality and their character and stuff like that, so that you can, be like, oh, okay, I know who this one is versus this one and stuff like that.
Exactly. And not every episode is always just Tenchi, Tenchi, Tenchi. Sometimes there are episodes that are like, for example, the no need for swimsuits. They're low on cash, so they open a snack shop at the beach, but it's not going so well, so they enter the swimsuit competition to make money.
I mean, get it.
The episodes, that's about the observation of Tenchi's mother's death that happens in winter snowfall, like a really pretty episode about that. Or when, there's a bunch of different stuff. It's not just the same Tenchi, 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 love me. I mean, it happens in the episodes, but that's not always the focus of every episode. They're going to fight over him regardless.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
Yes. Do you want to know what happens in the end?
Sure.
So, in the end, save Planet Jirai. Tenchi is reinstated because of his royal status. But just like his grandfather, Tenchi goes, I don't want to do this. And he comes back to Earth. And he lives a normal life for a little bit. And then the series ends with all of the girls coming back being like, you thought you were rid of us? Nah, motherfucker.
Ding dong.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Incredible.
They're back. And that's kind of where it ends, being like, haha. And which is nice, because I'm glad they weren't just like, you are now the Space King Daddy. It's like, no, I want to go back to being a nice casual dude in Japan.
That's fair.
Which is pretty sweet.
There's a lot of responsibility being a royal.
In his
I
case,
can understand just
be,
wanting to be a normal kid. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's why the grandpa disappeared.
I mean, fair. You're like, cool, came, did it, got the t-shirt. Time to go back.
Tenchi's mother is human.
Oh, okay.
But his grandfather is Jirayan.
Okay. So yeah, I guess he would have like some sort of connection to the throne then. With the conclusion of this episode, we get an outro, which is a bop. They have good music in this.
This one is such good music. I think this one is by the perspective of Ryoko.
It's the volleyball one again, because the second episode was a different outro.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they switched it up. I didn't watch the outro after the first episode usually. So
I know because I don't remember how I stayed around for it, but yeah, I watched. There was the volleyball one, and then there was like a different one for episode 2, but then they went back to the volleyball one for episode 3.
Oh, okay, yeah, and it's the one where it's like Ryoko being like, "You're not hot enough for him. I'm the hot one. You're not cool enough for him."
Classic Ryoko.
Look, here's the thing. Would I want to actually date someone like Ryoko? No, because they are manipulative and they are just not my type. But I wouldn't want to date the Ayaka type either. Too quiet, too shy, not my thing.
I agree. You want Mahoshi.
No, I do not want to date Mahoshi. If I had to pick someone, probably Kiyone, because she's got more or less her shit together.
Awesome. I like that name, Kiyone. That's a cool name.
Kiyone's dope. Even if you watch 2 more episodes just to meet Kiyone, and you'll understand her plight of having to be stuck with Mihoshi.
Maybe I will just to watch that.
And that's why she can't get a promotion, is because she has to keep getting stuck with Mihoshi, and Mihoshi fucks everything up.
No, it's like in group projects.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. All right, so that is kind of the end of our series here. You've given me your reviews kind of at the start to a degree, but if you had to give it a rating out of 10, what'd you give it?
Oh man. Well, at the start of this episode, I was thinking probably like a 6.5. Okay. But after like talking about it with you and having you kind of like give me some more further info that I didn't have or had not caught because of COVID, I think I'd probably bump it up to a 7. Like I did enjoy it. I don't know. I definitely enjoyed it. And I think there is some good character development in it. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. Will I continue watching it? I don't think I'd watch the whole series, but I definitely think I would watch probably those next 2 episodes just to meet those other 2 characters.
Watch the next 2 episodes just to meet the 2 characters.
Okay, rad. I'll do it.
You are close in your score to the average. Out of 34,000 reviews, it is an average score of 7.42.
Okay. That's solid.
Which is not too bad. 12 recommend, 1 mixed feeling, and 1 not recommended.
Oh. Does it say what the one person who didn't recommend it would say?
Their general issue is that it doesn't hold up to its... So, Tenchi Universe is based on the original OVA series, which has Ryo-Oki as like the human and all that jazz. And they feel this doesn't live up to its original predecessor, and it feels more like it's pandering to its audience. And they say there's little to no content until people eventually go to space, which is unacceptable for a 26-episode series. But they are the only person that have left a written review that feels that way.
Everybody else is like, yeah, no.
Everyone else is like, Tenchi Universe is the spin-off to Tenchi Muyo Ryo-Oki, and remains a great comedy, a great harem, a blah, 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 blah. Everyone's pretty go on it. So
just that one Debbie Downer.
Yeah. So with that, we come to the end of me introducing Tenchi to Lindsey. We got a 7 out of 10 review, which is not too bad. Maybe I'll watch the next 2 episodes, which is not too bad. I agree that you should. I know I spoiled everything at the beginning of this, which I probably shouldn't have done.
No, I think the spoiling, made me more interested and made me kind of want to.
For anyone who hasn't seen the series, it's a lot of spoilers. But you're listening to a podcast reviewing an anime, so we warned you about spoilers. So
stop complaining. You knew what you were getting into.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
If you'd like to hear
we have our chicken necks going.
Yeah. If you'd like to hear other episodes we've done, such as Record of Lodos War, 3x3 Eyes, Cardcaptor Sakura, Dragon Ball, and Ranma and other such stuff. Follow us on all these platforms. Check out our other episodes. Make sure to follow us on socials as well at Animates, pretty much everywhere. And we will catch you next week when Lindsey introduces me to a new series for me to watch. So we'll catch you in the next one.
Have a great time, everyone. Have a great week. Try really hard. Tell someone you love them. I don't know. Tell a stranger they look good. Compliment their outfit. I don't know. You do you.